My name is Emily Coffey, and today I'm going to tell you about some exciting new research at the University of Minnesota investigating the urinary microbiome in dogs with calcium oxalate urinary stones. Let's start by discussing what the microbiome actually is. This is a term that refers to the vast community of microorganisms, like bacteria, that live on or within our bodies. And often when we think of the microbiome, we think specifically of the gut microbiome. And that's because the gut microbiome contains trillions of bacteria that are essential for our overall health. For instance, these bacteria prevent dangerous organisms from causing infections. They help us maintain a healthy immune system. They assist in digestion and metabolic health, and much more. Now, the gut is not the only system in the body with a microbiome, and in fact, our research looks at the microbiome that exists within the urine. This urinary microbiome is also called the urobiome. Previously, we thought that urine was sterile, but now we know that even healthy individuals have a urobiome and that it plays important roles in keeping our urinary system healthy, and it may also play a role in certain diseases. So that brings me to calcium oxalate stones. Calcium oxalate is a type of stone that typically forms in the kidney or bladder, but we can discover this stone anywhere within the urinary system. So why do we care? Well, first of all, over the past 40 years, the prevalence of kidney stones has nearly doubled. In fact, kidney stones cost our healthcare system over $10 billion per year in the United States alone. Additionally, these stones can be quite large, and they're jagged or sharp, which means they're incredibly painful for those suffering from this disease. It's also not just humans, but dogs are commonly affected by calcium oxalate stones too. So eventually, the question was raised of whether the urobiome might play a role in calcium oxalate stone formation. And to look at this, researchers looked at the urine from humans with and without stones, and they found that the urobiome was quite different in people with calcium oxalate stones. So that brings me to our research here at the University of Minnesota, where we wanted to ask what is happening with the urobiome in dogs with calcium oxalate stones. To answer this, we recruited dogs with and without stones, and we collected urine samples. We then took this urine to the laboratory where we extracted bacterial DNA, and then we studied this DNA to learn which bacteria were present. So, what did we find? Well, first of all, we found that several bacteria are more abundant in the urine of dogs with stones. And specifically, a bacteria called Acinetobacter was much higher in dogs with stones than those without. Now, this was exciting because this bacteria is also higher in the urine of human stone formers. So how can we use this type of information about the urobiome? Well, first of all, it helps us learn more about what causes these complicated and painful stones in the first place. Ultimately, we're also hoping to use this information to develop new strategies to prevent stones, not only in dogs, but also in people. With that, I would like to thank the large team of researchers here at the University of Minnesota and the various funding sources that have made this research possible. Thank you.